editing me interjecting before the video can even start. Few issues with this one. I am like ever so slightly out of focus. Maybe it won't be enough to bother you, but it was enough to bother me. But like, what am I gonna do? That's my kitty, if you can hear me out. Also, I just got my mic, and for some reason it's already giving me trouble, so that's super fun. So I'm sorry about the audio. Like, it's not horrific, but it's just not up to the standard that I was hoping to accomplish. So I am sorry. Hopefully I'll be able to fix that soon. I hope you can enjoy the video anyway, though. Hey y'all, welcome back to another Dolls I Don't Want video. I feel like I haven't done one of these in quite some time, and it is definitely time for me to catch up. So if you guys haven't seen the series videos that I do on my channel, it's just where I talk about all of the dolls that have either come out recently or are going to be coming out soon. Basically anything we have with stock photos that I don't plan on buying, because like, obviously I try to buy and then post reviews for dolls that I want and like that I enjoy enough to want in my collection, but I always have opinions on literally everything, and so I obviously have to talk about all the dolls that I don't want to buy as well. So that is what we are going to be doing today. Like I said, we have quite a bit to get through, so we're just going to jump right on into it. I do hope you guys enjoy the video. If you do, if you could give it a like, that's super helpful to me. If you're new here and you enjoy your time, definitely subscribe so you can see more. And if you want to go out of your way to support me, I have links and stuff in the description down below. But let's just get on started looking at these dolls. So we are starting off with Monster High, and I have so much to talk about for Monster High. I just feel like there's been a lot happening with them recently-ish. Recently is maybe not the best word, but recently-ish. And the first one that I wanted to talk about is I don't even know if this had a name. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Like, a name was on the tip of my tongue, and then I just didn't say anything. It was the Valentine's Day holiday dolls from this year, the 2-pack with Draculaura and Claude. Yeah, I don't think that they're the worst. They're definitely better than the Valentine's Day Cleo and Deuce that we got last year. Those were real rough in my opinion. Oh my gosh, I should have said, these are just my opinions. You guys are definitely allowed to disagree with me. Let me know how you feel in the comments. Sorry, very quick disclaimer there. But yeah, I don't think that they're nearly as bad, but I just still don't love them. I get why people like Draculaura's dress. It's just not really for me. It's not to my taste. And while I do think that Claude has some interesting design points, like, I feel like there was some effort put into him, despite the fact that he's a male doll, and male dolls do tend to get a little bit less attention put into their outfit designs. Looking at the stock photos in depth, it didn't look like it was going to be super high quality, and like, I could be wrong. I'm going to be honest again. I haven't cared enough about this set to like watch many people review it, so I don't know if the quality is broadly bad or if I'm just judging based on the stock photo, but it didn't look great. There were some like seams that were unfinished and stuff. And I just overall wasn't enthused enough to want to spend my money on these, so didn't buy those. Next up, jumping into G3, we have one doll from the Monster Fest line. No, I lied too. We have 2 dolls from the Monster Fest line. Most of those dolls look so cute to me. Like, I think that that's going to be such a great line. But the first one is that I don't want to get the Frankie, which is a hard decision for me because I do like a lot about their design. I think the mesh shirt and then like it looks maybe like a bandeau shirt or a corset style top over top. I like that. I think that's very fun. I love the pants. I like the asymmetric length. I think that's just very fun. And obviously like it has a purpose. It's so that their prosthetic is easily accessible, but it's also just cute. So I do like some aspects, but mostly the accessories are just not doing it for me personally. I don't really care for the bag. The shoes are, whatever to me. And I really don't like the headdress in particular. So while there are good things about this design, I just don't think I like it enough to justify spending money on it, especially since I'm going to want so many of the other dolls from Monster Fest. So we're skipping out on this Frankie. And then also for Monster Fest, the one that I kind of forgot about because frankly, I'd like to forget about this one, is the Draculaura. So she does come with a playset. She comes with like a little bus that looks like it's maybe a tour bus of some sort. Like there's musical instruments and stuff that it comes with as well. I don't really know. I'm not a big playset person. A playset really has to knock me out of the park for me to want it. So even before we got pictures of this, I was kind of gearing myself up to not end up getting this just because where am I going to put a truck that I don't feel super strongly about? And it's not even a hard pass because the doll is just not working for me. I feel like she could have been really cool, but I think most of the budget had to go towards the truck and like the accessories that it comes with. And because of that, the Draculaura doll herself to me just doesn't look super. I honestly don't think she would look as bad if she weren't in the same line technically as the other Monster Fest dolls, because when you compare them, it's like the amount of detail, like the painted detail and all the cool sculpting detail on the other Monster Fest dolls. And then you look at her and it's like her outfit is much more simple and she doesn't have like painted detail on her shoes or her headdress. And it's just very clear that her outfit wasn't the like primary budget focus for this set. I understand why. I'm sure that there are still going to be people who love it, and that's totally chill if that's you. But for me personally, it was just like, she's not good enough for me to justify honestly buying even by herself, but especially with the truck and everything. Still going with Monster High. Next up, they are going to be releasing a new playset for G3 that is like a playset of the school. And again, I just don't really do playsets, especially something that is essentially a dollhouse. Like, I know it's a school, but it's essentially a dollhouse. I don't have room for that. Like, by any means, I have nowhere I would put this. So like, is it cool? Yes. Is it something that I would want if I had unlimited room? I'm not even sure if I would want it at that point, but I definitely don't want it given that I don't have unlimited room. Popping back to G1, we had another Off-White doll release. I want to say this was Raven. I'm bad with the names because I know I can't buy them, so I didn't bother really paying attention to the names. This one was my favorite out of all of the Off-White Monster High dolls. I think that she has a really fun design. It's the price. I'm not paying $150, or I didn't pay $150. I'm pretty sure she's sold out at this point. But yeah, I don't have the kind of cash that I'm willing to spend on a doll that, to me, doesn't look that elevated beyond Playline. I get it's a designer thing, but just like, not for me. Almost done with Monster High, I promise. We do have one more Frankie doll to talk about. We got looks at the rest of the core refresh characters. So we had already seen Claudine and Draculaura, and they've been available for purchase for a while. And then on Instagram, we got stock photos of Frankie and then Cleo and Laguna's core refresh outfits. And I think Laguna and Cleo are so precious, but Frankie is just not working for me. I know a lot of other people share this sentiment, but we did see a prototype image of what this doll might look like a while ago. And in the prototype, their shirt and their hair were a different color. There wasn't so much pink going on. Sorry, I just like nudged my mic. But that's what's really killing it for me, is I don't think that the pink needed to be there. I think that the design would have looked a lot more fun and a lot more like to my personal taste without the pink streak in the hair and without the pink on the shirt. So, you know, it is what it is. Still some cool pieces. The one fishnet is fun, even though it does end above the boot, which, like, what's up with that? Because the refresh Draculaura had full tights, and that was absolutely amazing. I was thrilled about that. So that's a little bit suspicious. But I also like the shorts, and the jacket is really cool. But I just don't like enough of their pieces to justify buying the whole doll. So gonna skip out on that one. And then lastly, for Monster High, we are getting a G3 Cleo Denial vanity set. Yeah, it's like technically a play set, even though it is smaller. So like, if I really loved it, I could justify getting this one because it's not quite so spacious. But I just don't think that I like her enough. Like, her outfit is fine, but it is quite simplistic. Most of the accessories are reused molds, and like, that's super if you really love those accessories, or if you just didn't get the doll that the molds originally came with. So like, this is another opportunity to get like her headscarf. But I have the Fear Doesn't Cleo with the headscarf in a different color. All of the other accessories just don't stand out enough to me. Essentially, this doll is just very mediocre, at least in my opinion. Like, there's nothing really wrong with her, but there's nothing about her that really excites me either, so we're going to be skipping out on her. Then I am finally done talking about Monster High, and we get to jump into the Disney ILY dolls. These have been like an interesting thing in my mind, because I did recently-ish decide that I wasn't going to be actively collecting like Disney dolls, just because I think that they don't spark the same joy in me that they used to spark in me. And so a lot of like the big princessy dolls, that sort of thing, like the collector edition Disney dolls, I'm just taking completely off my radar. I might make exceptions for Rapunzel because like me and Rapunzel vibe, but for the most part, I don't really want to be collecting Disney dolls. I want to like shift the attention of my collection in other directions. But the ILY dolls kind of occupy a strange space there for me, because while they are Disney dolls, they're like Disney bounding dolls. They're a lot less obviously Disney, and I do think a lot of their clothing pieces are really pretty. I think what I'm ending up feeling is that there's like a lot of clothing pieces that I want, and I'm just not sure if I can justify buying the dolls. So for right now, we're going to be holding off on all of the ILY dolls. That's just where we're at the moment. Might change in the future, but I still wanted to go over them with you. I do think this first one is like one of my favorites. I think that she has a lot of really fun pieces. She's Rapunzel inspired, so like maybe that's why. Maybe it's just the Rapunzel bias coming through, but I think her jacket's really cool. The pants are sick with the actual laces. I like the second top that she has. Not going to buy her. Might get her like on sale so that I can use those pieces and kind of create my own outfit, maybe on a different doll. But definitely not going to pay full price for her. And then we have another Mickey Mouse one. Really, the only piece I like from this is the pants.
The jacket's okay, but like the pants are definitely, to me, the star of the show. I'm not going to buy the whole doll just for a pair of pants. Then we had a set, I think those two were from Jakks Pacific, because Jakks Pacific and then Disney are both producing ILY dolls, and like they're slightly different. I don't know. It's a weird situation. So I think those two are the Jakks Pacific ones, and then these are all the latest release of Disney ones. I think I'm correct on that. This one's Elsa. She's okay. I think the blue braids in her hair look pretty, and the iridescent jacket isn't bad, but like, frankly, I just think that ice is such an interesting theme, and there's so many opportunities to do so many cool things with like shimmer and transparency. This could have been cooler. Then we have a Snow White one that is technically Snow White, even though she's giving much more Evil Queen vibes. I do kind of like the dress, but like not enough. Then we have a Tiana one, who frankly I am extremely disappointed by. Maybe that's just because I'm not like an athletic wear person, so she's, you know, off to a bad start from the beginning. But yeah, that one's rough. I like the Mickey ears. Those are cute with like the lily pads. But the outfit, questionable. The mermaid, the Little Mermaid, there we go. This is okay. Nothing about it stands out to me. Then we have another Rapunzel one. Again, the ears are really cute. I actually think a lot of the ears from this one, or this lineup, are pretty fun. Like, there's just interesting designs. I definitely don't like this Rapunzel as much as the Jakks Pacific one. I just don't think that this dress is as exciting as some of the other pieces, but like, she's fine. Then we have a Belle one. Again, the ears are sick with those stained glass roses. But why is Belle on the shirt? Like, these are supposed to be Disney bounding dolls. And I just feel like that's very antithesis. Like buying Disney merch and wearing it is fine. Like, I'm not judging you. But that's a different thing than Disney bounding and like trying to dress up as one of your characters, or like one of your favorite characters, or dress up inspired by one of your favorite characters. Questionable choice to me. And then lastly, we have a boy doll who is inspired by Sven, the reindeer from Frozen. Are people really into Sven? Like, am I just missing something here? I'm just confused. That's basically the whole thing here. I range from being like, yeah, this is kind of cool, to I'm completely confused when it comes to the IOI dolls. So not getting any of those. Then we get to mention a brand that I didn't ever expect to necessarily be mentioning on this channel again, and that is Mermaids. They did release their Slumber Party line, I believe only in the UK. If it's not only in the UK, it's definitely confined to like Europe. Weird, not expected. I know pretty much no one else saw this coming either. Like, we all thought Mermaids was dead and gone, and yet here's this odd little like isolated release, which, I mean, good for you if you live in that area and you like these dolls. They're not for me. First of all, I'm not going to like pay the shipping to get them shipped from overseas to me. I don't like them that much. And honestly, I'm not really a fan of them anyway. I think a lot of them have cool outfit pieces, but I don't like any of the tails. And for a mermaid doll, the tail is like one of the most important things to me. So yeah, I mean, cool for Mermaids for having another release and getting to be mentioned again, but like, I'm not going to buy them. Then we have a couple of, what am I trying to call this? Throwback dolls? I don't know. We have a couple of older doll brands that are getting like new releases now. We are seeing the return of Rainbow Bright and then also Strawberry Shortcake. Rainbow Bright, I have never known anything about. I genuinely might have heard about this for the first time when we got the news that there were going to be new Rainbow Bright dolls coming out. So no attachment whatsoever. So I have no real reason to get them, because like, they look fine, but they aren't my necessary cup of tea. And yeah, no nostalgia factor there. I was like generally aware of Strawberry Shortcake. Like, I've known that that was a thing for years, but I also was never deeply into it as a kid. It never really meant anything to me. So again, the dolls aren't like my personal taste when it comes to the design, mostly in the faces. Like, I'm not quite vibing with that. And without the nostalgia factor to fuel me on, I just don't have any reason to get them. And then the last thing that I wanted to mention for today is actually a brand new doll line, and that is the Decora Girls line. I feel like there's been a lot of buzz about these. A lot of people are very excited, and I totally get why. I think this is a cool concept. Obviously, a lot of different fashions come from Japan, Decora being one of them, and like the Decora girls are all inspired by Decora trends, and like, that's cool. I think that's a fun concept. We've seen other dolls before be inspired by J fashion, and like, I always think the fashion's really fun, but what always loses me is the faces. There are going to be mini dolls. The one I'm showing here is like a mini doll with the like rubber clothing, and then there's going to be bigger ones that are actual fashion dolls with fabric clothing. But I just can't get past the faces. If you like it, that's super duper for you. Like, I'm very happy you can find some joy in that. I'm just not vibing, which is a shame because I think that some of the outfits are fun, and they also all come with stickers that you can use to decorate their hair and the outfits. And I think that's a super fun idea for a Decora line. Like, that just seems very on theme and very fun. But I cannot get past these faces. They look better in the drawing on the like box to me, but translated to a 3D doll, it's mostly the mouth. I don't know. I can't get past it. At least right now. I got past it eventually with LOL OMG because I didn't collect OMG dolls for years because I didn't like the faces. And then eventually there was one that was just so amazing that it clicked for me. And I was like, wow, now I buy OMGs. So maybe in the future, Decora Girls will release a doll that is just so stunning that I get past my dislike of the face. But from this first lineup, from what we've seen so far, it's not going to happen right now. So we're skipping out on that. But yes, that is finally all that I had to talk about today. Like I said, I feel like there was so much to get through. Like, I really just waited too long to do this video, but we made it through now. Hopefully my next one will be slightly more timely. Probably not, but like, I can dream, right? But yeah, that's it for today. I would love to hear your thoughts on all the dolls in the comments below. Do you feel the same way as I do? Or are you like absolutely in love with some of the ones that I can't stand? It's always fun to hear your thoughts because like everything varies so much person to person. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or your night or whatever it might be. And I will catch you all in the next one. Bye guys.